Hello and welcome back to Optelic Crypto. This week we're going to be having a look into the potential rise that we could get from Digibyte. So previously I made a video, beginning of last week it was, and the price had done a massive price rise. It had gone from the low levels of a year down up to, it jumped back up to 220, 220 sats. It was equivalent over 44 days to a 597% price raise, and we picked up here at 220 sats. It then retraced, and I talked about in that previous video, to the levels down here, hit 126 sats. I had some orders in 130, 133 and 138 I had some in. So I'm back into my position, back in Digibyte, and I'm very happy with it because it's jumped up a lot further than I could expect to. I wasn't expecting it to come back up to these levels quite as soon. So yeah, we've peaked up to 218, slight bit of retracement, but we're level on 200 now. So in this video, I want to have a look at potential buying opportunity if we get a drop in Bitcoin, because the alts will follow, that's quite inevitable. And then I want to have a look at the long-term price predictions. We'll use this Fibonacci, and we'll go back to previous pumps and see what we can get from them. So we're currently on a daily here on the Digibyte BTC chart. If we don't need to do, we need to go back to a weekly. And I want to have a look for that previous pump that we had back in January. Is that the candle? Yes. So yeah, that's a weekly candle there. So what I want to do now is draw another wick which was the same as that. That was a peak area down to here. So that's when we had that couple of weeks when it absolutely flew, and that was a major pump. What I want to do, bring that candle, because that is the equivalent of that massive pump we had in 2017, and plop it right on the top here. So that will there give us, if we did have a certain pump, potential price, so that would be still way above there. What you're talking 1075 sats. I mean, sat range is different now because the price is a lot different to back then. What will be BTC will have been around 20k at that time, and then that's when it dropped down and everybody shit their pants. So this pump that we had back in 2017 can be duplicated, and this could happen again. In my own opinion, we're still very early in the days of cryptocurrency, and the prices we are seeing now are the perfect investment opportunity. I mean, I've shown you this one pump that I did in 2017 to the end, and then that finished around the 1st of January 2018. What happened after that? It dumped, and we've not seen those prices since. But this pump, in my opinion, could happen again and double the size. So if we just drop that on top of here, I mean, it's not going to happen straight away, it's not going to happen overnight. This is what we could see. We could see multiple pumps over the next year or two, potentially 3 years, but all these all-time highs are going to be broke at some point. And to get a bit of a rough idea to where for Digibyte that price will be on the USDT dollar, it went to what did we see? Let's have a look on CoinMarketCap a sec, just to go back to the previous highs that we've had. So on the all-time high, the 7th of January 2018, it hit 14 cent. Just to round it up, I'll round it down a little bit, but yeah, so it's a long way off what we are now. Let's go back to the chart. So yeah, that'll have been back then 929 sats, that'll have been. So when that Bitcoin was 20 grand, that'll have been double what it is now, near enough, or even more than double. So yeah, to get a bit of an estimation in the USDT pair, let's copy one of these of a weekly, and then move across to the USDT pair. We'll copy it. Are we on the weekly? Yep. Paste it on. Drop it on top of that week. Same again. And drop it on top of there. Remember, this is only my opinion. This is what I think we can see over the next year or two. So from this point, we'll put a Fibonacci on, and this will just give us some key levels where we can potentially see the price going. So we'll take the yearly lows there back in March, and we'll shoot up, and I'll just drop that top Fibonacci on that candle. That candle, remember, this is not going to happen. These candles will not print like that. This is just giving a perspective of the old 2017 pump off a candle and what it potentially could do. It could fire 2 candles up over a space of, I don't know, a year or two. It'll be obviously, the price will be down here somewhere further along the line. But if you draw a Fibonacci on, it's showing some levels there at 53 cent, 64 cent, 84 cent. You could go wild and keep dragging it up and see potential levels up there. You could throw it up to $1 and have that on aim. That'd still be what, times 8 from the all-time highs. It's not out of the question. Nothing is out of the question in crypto, and that's what you need to understand. These pumps can come out of nowhere, and if people start buying into the FOMO, it could just keep rocketing like it did back in 2017. And you could have bought literally any coin back then and at the moon, and the prices were just ridiculous. But just coming back to current levels, I'm looking at buying opportunities here. Tied in with COVID-19 and the economy at the minute, the SPM 500 is about to collapse in my opinion. I've seen some estimations it could drop up to 80%, and as we all know, crypto can be tied. Well, Bitcoin itself is tied to the SP 500. It's still not broke loose yet. So to have a look at some potential buying opportunities and prices, we'll have to move over to the Bitcoin chart here just to get a bit of a better idea. Let's just get rid of them candles. So yeah, right. Are we on the daily? Yes, we're on the daily. So let's draw Fibonacci. Let's just zoom in a little bit. Oops. Don't look at that. So we'll pick the top wick there, and we'll come down, and we'll bang a 618 on that wick that retested it, and it bounced back up. And you can see the levels are cracking there, straight back up to a 219. So yeah, I'm potentially looking. I'm back in now, but I'm going to be selling soon again. If we go any higher than that, I'm selling. But I think we're going to come down. We've got to come down really, because all that's going on in the world at the minute, everything's up in the air. Coronavirus is killing everything off, and then stock market in America has been pumped full of cash over the last 6 or 7 weeks. So I mean, April had a huge month. I think it was the biggest month of the US stock market for a while, so could be a very bloody May. So what I'm doing is targeting down towards this area, and I'm going to look at putting some orders in around 96 to 100 sats. But remember, it is not out of the question that we could come back down to these levels, and always be prepared and have some buy orders in. Even if you think it's way out of the question, not a chance in the world, just put some orders in with it. It's not going to harm. If they don't hit, then they don't hit, and you can move them up at a later date. But in my opinion, I think we could hit that level down there. We could hit the 382 level at 67 sats. It's not out of the question at all. You know what's gone on in crypto before. If you held something, an asset in 2018 at the beginning, and then you know what a dump is, and that's gone down ever since. So you just have to be wary of these dumps. But I believe we will come back down to this level. So yeah, I'm going to have a nice bulky order in at 96 sats around that area, but I'm also going to put some lower ball offers in around 67 sats and see if I can pick some up. So yeah, that'll wrap up my little short and long term analysis and my price predictions that we potentially could get. Like I say, $1. It seems absolutely ridiculous, doesn't it? 8 or 9 times higher than its previous highs previously, but you never know in crypto. Like I've said, it could just absolutely take off one day and leave you in mid-dust. So yeah, that'll do it for today. Thanks for listening, guys. Make sure you drop this video a like and subscribe to my channel. It'll help me out a lot, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.